start with, before coming into the office, were there criteria, or were you seeing it coming? Was it something that was in the plan? I mean, that you, at the time you were going into politics, or
Alright, so I mean, right from time, it's been part of the plan, to go into governance. Yes, so because from secondary school, I've always occupied the leadership position, up into the university when I was actively involved with student unionism, and from there, I started Home Advantage Africa, and Home Advantage Africa was an NGO that was dedicated to promoting African millennials and then changing the narrative like that. And we have one simple objective, which is to conquer, one single locality, and then in turn conquer the world. So, and it's been fantastic. So that was what actually led to this current position that I'm serving at the moment. And by special grace of God, it wasn't that maybe I love it, for it, or maybe I had to press some buttons to get it. It was simply a result of my artistic, what I was doing before. And that was what availed me this opportunity to be able to serve.
So it was more like preparation was there already. So when the opportunity came, you got to success.
Everything goes.
Wow. Okay. There are two speakers we had in mind for this year's SLT. If it was going to be holding normally, the speaker and the and you, in a sense. And when we came together, we were talking. We checked through. Both of you are probably, he is the youngest speaker in Nigeria at the moment. You are the youngest commissioner. Both in Oyo State, where obviously there are, I want to use the word elderly now. There are elderly people in other parastatals. So coming to your own part of the story, I checked the PAMSEC. We were checking the PAMSEC picture together. It's quite an elderly. Oh, it was one of them. It's quite an elderly man, and every other person in the ministry. So being a young person, and Oyo State, a state of heritage and all that.
So it's just to also concretize the fact that for leadership, it's not a question of age. It's a question of ability, competence. Because whether I like it or not, I've been in a commissioner here for over a year, and I've never had issues with administration, issues with working with my staff here. Yes, some of them are old enough to be my parents, but still, whatever we do here, we do it professionally. So it's not a question of age. It's just that wisdom to be able to orchestrate things within the system. And I tell people that wisdom is the understanding of difference and the ability to anticipate consequences. So you have to understand that, there's difference everywhere, in color, in age, different things. So you have to understand that difference perfectly so that you can be able to draw the best from everybody. And that's what I've been able to do. So really, I don't think age is really a function of capability or competence. I think it's more of wisdom. After all, the age of Methuselah has nothing to do with the wisdom of Solomon. So, and that's circumstance, and that's why you see that in the entire reign of King Solomon, he didn't have to go to war. He fought all the battles with wisdom and all, and which is better than someone that goes to war. Because you go to war, if you're a victor, it's good. But there is no victor that doesn't lose men. So, and even the life of the man is not whatever. You cannot. There's no way you can bring back that life that you've lost. And nobody goes to war. If you go with war with 1,000 men, there's no guarantee that you come back with 1,000 men. So, and we've seen cases where people go to war with 1,000 men, and then he comes back victorious, but he is the only one standing, only man standing. So what then is the point when you go to war with 1,000 men, and then you lost 999 to war, and you of course became victorious, but it's only you that you're standing. It doesn't really make any sense, as it were. So that's why it's better to live a life of peace than a life of victory, as it were, like I always like to say. Yeah, so that's about it. And I mean, I'm having a good time. And there is no pressure from them. Everybody understands, and that's one beautiful thing about civil servants. They understand protocols, and they are professional with their engagement. And of course, like they say that respect is reciprocal. So I don't say because yes, I'm the chief executive officer of the ministry, here now to parade myself calmly, or in a way that doesn't show honor. I mean, for anybody who is deserving of honor, who they give honor should also be able to extend it, that fellowship back to the people around it all. Yeah.
So, you made a statement the other time. You were like, "There's no victor without that doesn't lose men." So I believe the man that you are now was not what you used to be. I believe you had like circle of friends to hang out with, or your social life basically. But right now, like I don't know, how do you deal with that, your friends and the position you are in right now?
Alright, so I think all those things is actually a function of what you really want, really. Sincerely, yes, I have more friends, but I still kept the one that I had before coming to office. So it's a question of choice, and that's why for every level, what I did was, I don't want to sound unnecessarily spooky, but what I've had an inclination. So sometimes it's like a deja vu, like. I mean, the life I'm living now, I feel like it looks familiar. Just because I've traveled in my mind, and then I've experienced something. So it looks like am I sure this event has not happened before? And because of that, while growing up, I grew up with the consciousness of I must not be the only shining light in my circle. So I built myself with that consciousness that look, the people that are around me, my friends, if I'm going to conferences, if I'm buying books, I'm reading, I mean, even if they are not the reading type, I want to share the things I've read. So they might not have been able to hold the book, but I'm sharing the experiences and the knowledge from the book to them. And I'm making sure that we are all holding our hands to keep reading. And that's why it is easy now for us to still be friends. If not, I would have been, like that eagle that discovered that, okay, my place is not with the chickens, and decided to fly and soar when he saw his counterparts. So, and that's what has been the motivating factor for me. So I would not say that I've lost any friend, to what was it called? I mean, yes, it's normal for you to lose some acquaintances that are perhaps envious, or that your current position threatens them, and that's why they were never friends in the first instance. So it's normal. So we shouldn't think that it has to be all perfect and all. But the ones that I call my friends, quite frankly, we are still very much in order and growing together.
You were talking about the NSAS thing when we were coming.
Yeah. Okay. During the NSAS protest, my teammates and I discovered that we were actively involved in the NSAS protest of the thing. So hope we didn't have any negative effect on your part.
I mean, the position you hold, literally people were campaigning against the government in a sense, to do something pertaining to the police reform. and also trying to talk about ending of bad governance in a sense. And seeing you in the picture, we liked it. I mean, but we are just asking that, would it, or has it in any way affected you from the top? So,
Alright, so I mean, seriously,
I'm
if
sure
it has
people must
affected
have
me,
been-
in any way, I wouldn't call it. I mean, I can't use the word negative.
Mhm.
So it means that there's something wrong about the system.
Mm.
If it has affected me, inadvertently, because what did I do? I'm the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Sports. So, and as the Honorable Commissioner, in August 26, when I was appointed as Commissioner and inaugurated, the first press interview that I had, I told the pressmen, said, when they were asking me, what are your plans, what are your projections? I told them that, look, I am coming in as a loudspeaker. And what does a loudspeaker do? It simply echoes and amplifies what the speaker is saying. So in this context, who are the speaker? We are talking about the generality of youths that have been called to represent. So they are the ones speaking. I'm the one amplifying it. Because we cannot have all of them, be seated on the table at the same time. So there should be a rep, and that's what I am. So I cannot take a decision without them. And whatever decision I take must be of them. And that's why if they are outside protesting, it's my duty to be amongst them. Because who am I representing? The people I'm representing are out there. Will I now sit in my very air-conditioned office and say, okay, and I should be looking at the fields on Twitter? No, that's not what good governance is about. So, and it's not even, look, these people are simply saying that, yes, we agree that the government, made this institution, but we are saying that this institution is killing us. This institution is destroying us, and we are simply calling for a reform. So I don't think that, because this institution was created for the people in the first instance. So if something is created for me, and I'm saying, this cream that you bought for me is making me bleach, or is causing irritation on my skin, me if I'm not take it back. So that's what should be the case. And that was why it was easy for me, to actually join, them, identify with it. Some people said it was just politics, but I say it's a matter of time. Because whether you like it or not, time has a very good way of showing the true content or the true character of a man. You can't pretend for life. So if I played, that politics there, let us look at the future events. If I will still be consistent in playing the politics, that's enough politics.
Almost 3 months.
So I mean, and this is it's over a year and some months in office already. So would I possibly have been pretending for that long? And to the glory of God, I mean, there is no bad reports whatsoever. So I believe that it's upon us, it's upon this generation, to change things and make things better. Yeah, they say that all politicians are this or politicians are that, but I mean that's wrong, because today, I'm serving in this office as a politician, and I have not done anything that I would say that would put me in the class of those that have actually led us astray. And one of the reasons why it's easy for me to thrive is because I also have a principal who understands what good governance is and who is ready to exemplify it. Yeah. So that's why it's easy, because whether you like it or not, the content in a bottle can never rise beyond its lid under normal circumstances. So, the reason why it looks beautiful, the reason why this office is getting results is because of the fact that the person at the top is fully compliant and ready to do more. for the youth constituency.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. You mentioned that you're serving already as a politician. Doesn't mean you're already into politics.
Like, would you
Fully.
stay in
Would you
politics
stay in
fully? Like
politics?
after now,
Should we expect
you should be expecting probably Seun Fakorede for
Okay, so
for your state.
yeah, I'm fully into politics. I've been into politics before the office, and what should make someone a politician shouldn't be a function of the office the person is holding. Now, as much as I cannot tell what I will be doing in 2023, but I'm very, very sure that whether in or out, I'm still going to be doing things that are going to greatly affect the polity, of the state. And of course, the polity, the policies that automatically even makes me a politician. So I'm not. There's difference from a politician and a political jobber. So I mean, a political jobber is the one that look even before one finishes, is already looking for another one. And if it is just if he asks for bread and they don't give him bread, okay, is there akara there? If it's akara that is available,
You smoke one and take it.
he takes it. But a politician, in the real sense of it, should be a man who, greatly is interested in the polity of, the society or community that he or she, is or lives. So that should be the norm. That should be the ideal, setting. So, and it's possible for you to be a businessman and you are still greatly, you are still, a good politician, and that's where we should be looking at. That's the future that we should actually have at the back of our mind of how our community should be moving forward.
All right. So, talking about the youth and sports aspect of it,
I know that
like the social aspect of you as a person, probably you going out to chill with people. I think as of some weeks ago, I saw some pictures of yourself and Babatumishi at the BBT lounge. So going out to chill with people, and then sports in particular. Probably you have a favorite team you go out to watch, or a favorite footballer, or all of those things like that, like the sporty aspect of you.
We're still friends, so I go out, like that. And sometimes I go out not because I really want to go out, but sometimes because I want to feel the pulse, of the people. I want to feel what is going on, around, the people. So that's why, I go to, anytime I have a spare, what's it called? I just go and then I mingle with people, engage with people. Sports before the pandemic and all. There's a place I play around in Bodija. It's not a special place. It's a place where everybody comes to play football. So and then a commissioner also comes like a layman, to just come and play football with no preference whatsoever. Ever. So and because that's the way it should be.
We did I did a survey when we were thinking of people we were going to bring up, and I checked through all the commissioner for youth in all the 36 states of the nation. Now I'm not even checking about the age, because when we talk about youth and governance, the first thing I talked about is I'm going to do a survey and check out their ages and everything. And this is not in any way saying it because you are here. I checked out for some commissioner for youth and they don't have social media handle. I don't understand. Like,
how do you expect somebody who is 50 or 55?
That's the thing. That's the thing. I don't get. And you are active. Come on. It's worthy of it all. And Moto was saying something when we were coming in, when we were at the waiting room, and I said that the funny thing about you is the fact that you're still single, sir. So the first thing you said was, how is he? So,
Yeah, the question is quite personal.
It's quite personal.
About your marital life,
Okay.
how are you to go with it to the office?
Alright, so
Like the position as something.
well, it's sincerely. Well, I'm single, I think the pressure, yes, it's normal because a lot of people, I mean, they know you're single, and of course, yeah, everybody like good things. So and then they have that perception of, oh yeah, I mean, he's single, he's responsible, he's responsible. I mean, and then he's quite famous, and there's he's in power. And then maybe you might have money too. So, I mean, so all those. So I mean, it's quite, because for me, I would say I'm used to it, because right from school I've been the influential one, the popular one, and all like that. And then for every level that the school, when you are in 2015, I was the most influential student in Nigeria. A lot of things like that would definitely throw you out and make you sought after everywhere. Being the most influential student in Nigeria, and not to talk of your campus, I was the most influential student on campus, too. So it really calls for a lot of attention. I mean, my DMs are always full. So I mean, it's always about
those guys that used to slide.
So I mean, it's pretty much interesting. I mean, sometimes a lot of times I enjoy the attention because I was reading about over 100 comments, and then I was just reading from one comment to another that you are palliative, let us loot you. We are your dodo, fry us. So I just laugh when I see those things and all, but I mean, it's just normal. So it's not in any way coming in between my work or what I'm expected to do.
So on a final note, sir, how do you manage your time? Seeing that you are always
We submitted the letter in September. This is not that. Just it's our main event.
We actually came here very late.
We came here like 4 less Lagos.
Yes. Well, so I mean, for me, let me start by apologizing that I only had to attend to me. You've been here for a while, so but that's just the nature of the work. I was coming to the office, and then I got an impromptu assignment that I had to attend to, so I had to just leave again. By the time I go back, because I mean I'm meant to be defending budgets, and and it's not where I can send somebody, because we are defending the president of that board is the governor himself. So, and I have to also make sure that our books are well in place and all, because of the presentation. So a lot of meetings, a lot of checks that okay, is this okay and all like that. So that's what causes. So about the time, well, do I really? I just spend the time the way I want to spend it, making sure that whatever I'm doing part time is actually worth it, and then I'm not spending the time that I'm meant to use to do A to be attending to B. So there's time for everything, and I would say that with respect to the heavy schedule, I still manage to have a me time. I still manage to have a social time where I can just sit with friends, have drinks and chat. And I feel that for everybody, it's just the way you want to do it. I remember then in OAU, when I was a student, in the room, you see somebody will leave the room as early as maybe 6 a.m. They're already leaving maybe for class or something. And he will come back, and you ask him that, how far guy, waiting they stop. Say, guy, no time. So he just came back to the room, maybe to just eat. And immediately he finishes eating, he dresses again, he goes to maybe fellowship. When he comes out from fellowship, he comes back, he eats, and then goes out again. And then you ask him that, guy, how far? I say, no time. That's this category of what's it called, that does school, that does church, that does, night, reading. He doesn't have time. There's another set that the only thing that they do is class. When you ask those ones to, they'll say, guy, no time, like that. There's another set that the only thing they do, they won't go to class. The only thing they do is to play football in the evening. So they will also tell you, no time. And then there are some of us that will do class, we will do church, we will do politics, we will do business, we will play ball, we will do different, we have a social life, and yet we still, how did we manage to accommodate it? Are we not using the same time? So that's why how you engage your time is a function of individuality and personal setting of what you want to do with your time really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.